What's up guys, Ryan here from Mud Gunner. Today we are going to be talking the Mosin Nagant, so get ready. And yes, this is a Mosin Nagant, but we'll get into this one. But yeah, so some of you guys may not know, I actually collect milsurp guns too. I know in the channel I really just post like modern guns, AR-15 stuff like that, but I'm also into the milsurp stuff. I'm just not as knowledgeable on it, and I don't necessarily know how to show you guys as much of this as like the modern ARs and all that stuff. So yeah, I do like collecting it. I actually have a whole safe just dedicated to milsurp guns and just wood guns in general, and I enjoy it. And a lot of that comes to our store as well. I have shown some videos of the stores I work at and some of the milsurp guns that come through there. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, but I would say my specialty would more be in like modern guns, specifically the tactical stuff. But yeah, let's kind of get into what I have here. So these are all Mosin Nagants of some type. And again, I'm not an expert on it, so I'll kind of tell you what I have, but I don't know all the ins and outs of it compared to other stuff. So yeah, the Mosin Nagant was the main Russian rifle from like World War II down to like the late 1800s. It's an iconic gun, and it's got quite a few bodies on it. It was like their main rifle. And one movie specifically that really got me into the Mosin Nagant was Enemy at the Gates with Jude Law. If you know the movie, it's great, am I right? If you don't know the movie, you should go watch it. But basically, it's a young sniper named Vasily Zaitsev, who was a real person, and I don't know how true the movie is, but yeah, it's about a Russian sniper named Vasily Zaitsev, and he was Russia's like most deadliest sniper at the time. And yeah, you can actually go see his rifle at some Russian museum, which I always wanted to go visit, but the chances of that are kind of slim now due to things going on. But yeah, that movie specifically like made the Mosin Nagant stick in my head. So he was using a PU sniper variant, which I have a couple here. Now I don't think mine are all 100% correct, but for the purpose of this video, they are Mosin Nagant PU snipers. I can't tell you much information because I don't necessarily know. The gun is a 1939 stamp, and the scope, it's got its own serial number that doesn't match the gun, but the scope is stamped 1931. Or yeah, it's stamped 19/31, and it's got lots of stamps on there. But these are completely shootable. Now the one thing is, even if you build your own PU sniper variant, you need a bent bolt knob and this side mount here. So I bought these this way. I did not do this myself, but yeah, they're pretty nice. And honestly, as far as I know, all the Mosin Nagant snipers that are out there were just modified 9130s. So yeah, they're all kind of parts-ish guns anyways. They're not like just factory from the ground up PU snipers that I know of. But yeah, the movie Enemy at the Gates was an iconic, or it's a movie that's made the Mosin Nagant iconic for me, and I really enjoyed that movie. You should check it out. But with Mosins, you have a few different variants, and there's also different countries that made them. The most common one is obviously Russia, but Poland made one, China made one, Finland has theirs. We actually have a Finnish M39 at our store right now. The problem is they're a lot more expensive than the Russians. So, and they're a lot beefier too, which is kind of cool. Like they are thick, like the wood is much bigger. But it's like, I think it's like $700 or $800. So not really how much I want to spend on a Mosin right now. A lot of these I bought when they were a lot cheaper. I haven't bought a Mosin in a few years. So these are ones that I've just collected over time. But we'll start with the basic ones first. So the Mosin Nagant, that's just what everyone knows it as. It's the M9130 is the model. So I have one right here. This is stamped 1938. And most of the ones I picked out are clean. They're maybe not all like this one. It's not super clean, but I've had like the opportunity to buy thousands of these. Like they were very common. I mean, they're still common, but they are going up in price over time. What kind of got me to collect a lot of them, because I know this is kind of a lot, but people used to tell me that you could buy these for $69 at Big 5 Sporting Goods or other places like $59, $69, $79. I was always told you can buy these for pretty cheap, and I've actually seen some of these come in the Big 5 Sporting Goods box for like 79 bucks. Like it still said Big 5 on the box, and it's just a cardboard box. It said Big 5 and it said like 79 bucks. So I have seen what they used to sell for. But if you look at these right now, they range anywhere from like $300 to $500. And most of these I bought in like the 200-ish range. Like some of the 9130s, maybe less than 200 bucks. But yeah, I've mainly been buying these as just kind of investment pieces because I know they're going up. And unfortunately, like it's unfortunate, but it's also fortunate. When you have a whole new generation of gun owners like myself, like I'm 28, there's a lot of kids nowadays, and I refer to myself as a kid, like a lot of sub 30-year-olds that are stockpiling these too. And when you have a bunch of young people that stockpile guns, you are going to drive the prices up because you're drying up the market. So I'm sorry if you're looking for one. It is partly my fault, but I really enjoy guns. But older people did this too. Like, everything goes up and down in value based on how available it is and how desired it is. So it's, you know, if you want it, buy it, and if you don't want it, don't buy it. But the problem is people want stuff when they can't get it, and that's what drives the price. So even when I didn't necessarily care about these, I was just buying them as, like, I guess, safe investments for about 150 bucks because I knew my money was safe in that investment. So instead of buying stocks, I like buying guns, if you hadn't noticed. But yeah, so this one's stamped 1938. It's pretty cool. We're gonna kind of go through all of them again. I'm not gonna get like into super detail, but I have this one right here. This one's stamped 1944, and this is also pretty clean. This was imported by ATI out of New York. That one was imported by Century Arms. Century Arms, I think, was the biggest importer for these. I actually have, I think I know why I got this one. If I remember right, this is my Vepr, or not Vepr, yeah, my Malat. So Malat Oruzi, I'm probably butchering that name, but they made or imported the Russian Vepr AK. And what's cool with this one is it's stamped Malat Oruzi, which is the same thing as the Vepr. So I have the box for this one. That's why it's all rough. I haven't looked at it in a minute. But the box for this one is a white box that says like Malat Oruzi. And again, I have a Vepr that's stamped that as well. So I thought it was kind of cool to have a Mosin and an AK that were made by the same people. But this one's stamped 1942. So I don't know if they were just the ones that mainly imported it. But it says Malat Oruzi Ltd. And then Vyatsky Polyana, Russia. Polyani. Again, I'm butchering it, but I thought that was kind of cool because I'd never seen that stamp before, and this one, again, came in the box with everything. So wood's not in as great of shape, but I thought it was a cool stamp on the gun. So yeah, it doesn't have any other importer besides that. But that's also a 9130. So the 9130s are kind of the long boy Mosins. They're like 29 inches long. And then you have the M44, which are the short ones. And these all basically come with side folding bayonets, which is pretty cool. So this one, this is actually a Polish one. So this is one of my Polish guns. Believe it or not, this thing is a Polish one as well. And again, we'll get into this in a minute. Got to keep you guys entertained before we get to that one. But yeah, this is a Polish Mosin Nagant M44. So the M44s were shorter, and then they had these side folding bayonets, which is pretty cool. I like that more. I have bayonets for, I believe, most of these, but they're detachable. They don't like stay on the gun. So these are built in, which is very cool. So you just pull it forward and it attaches, and then you can spike someone. But yeah, so shorter, also chambered in, oh, I didn't even say, Mosin Nagants are chambered in 7.62 by 54R, if you aren't familiar with it. So 308 is 7.62 by 51, so a little bit bigger, and then the R stands for rimmed, so you don't have like, on a standard 308, the case, or the end of the case is the same size as like the diameter of the middle of the case, where these are rimmed, so it kind of protrudes out the sides on the back end. That's why you can't necessarily have like a big internal magazine. These hold 5 rounds, so that's not a big capacity, but you can't really get a 7.62 by 54R to have a really big capacity. I think the biggest are like 10 rounds in like Dragunovs or stuff like that. But yeah, it's just a rim cartridge, still center fire. The bullet weight ranges from like 150 on up, so it's very similar to a 308. Packs a punch like a 308. I've actually done some videos shooting one of the PU snipers. I did a couple body armor videos with it. So if you look up on my channel, I have 2 AR500 body armor videos, and on both of those videos, we shot the plates with one of these, and they actually stopped it. So it packs a punch, but it did stop it. So yeah, this is a Polish model Mosin Nagant. So again, it's an M44. Let's see who imported this one. Also imported by Century Arms. I might have some weird importers, I don't know. We got another one here. This is Russian, stamped 1944, imported by Century Arms. And yeah, I try to pick the cleaner ones. I think all my M44s are pretty clean. 9130s, for the most part, are clean aside from this one. I actually had a couple other 9130s at one point, but I sold some because, again, I bought them cheap, and I think I was able to sell them for like 300 bucks at one point to fund another gun. So anytime I get rid of guns, it's just to fund another gun. But again, every gun I trade toward is just another investment towards something else. But yeah, this one's pretty cool. And then, look, another Mosin. So this one is stamped, also Century Arms, 1944. This one has 1944R, that one just says 1944. Oh, I guess it has it. It's just really faint. On a side note, so I bought recently Larry Vicker's guide on the AR-15s. If you guys watch my videos, I've talked about it like in 2 videos now. I am looking for a good book that shows all the guns from like the early 1900s up to now, like in the wars. So like what country used what. Like I roughly know, but I don't know every gun. So can you let me know if there's any good books that shows all the wars? And I'm mainly interested in like the 1900s on up. So like World War I on up. What country versus what country and the guns they used. If there's a specific book on that. I know there's plenty of like history books on war itself, but not necessarily all the guns. And I know there's guns of the world, but is there a good book that is just, you know, World War I, Germany used this gun, or in, you know, World War II, United States used this gun. Like, I think it'd be kind of cool to have books like that. I'm trying to add to my knowledge and learn more. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know, and I'll appreciate it. We'll go to the PUs next. So again, I don't know if these were like built from the factory PU snipers, but they work for what I'm looking for, and they weren't $4,000. So I have seen some very expensive PU snipers sell on Gunbroker. I did not pay that for these. I think I'm into both of these for about 600 bucks. I bought them like 6 or 7 years ago, if that helps you with the value, because I know right now, honestly, right now, we actually have 2 of these in our Tempe store, believe it or not. One of them's like $1,100-ish, and the other one, I don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, we have 2 of these in the store right now. So if I bought those, I could have 4, but I don't need any more right now. Honestly, I should just have 1 more, so I have 3, 3, and 3, but not right now. Maybe at some point. But if you're looking for one, Arizona Firearms in Tempe has 2 of these, and yeah, they're pretty cool. I enjoy them. Another thing with Mosin's, they still make the ammo. You can buy milsurp ammo, but it is drying up from what I've seen over the years. Like, we used to sell the 20 packs for like $6, $7. Right now it's like 15 bucks and up, because it is drying up. So if you know it's something you want at some point, I would recommend getting it. This one is stamped 1942. This wood is pretty clean. It's really deep in the striping, and that's probably because someone like refinished it or whatnot. But yeah, I think it looks cool. I think this is the main one I've shot on the video. I don't think I've actually shot the other one on my YouTube channel. And I haven't shot all these. I've shot a couple of them, but I haven't shot all of them because I know they're all roughly the same. But yep, so this would be considered a PU sniper. And yeah, what's cool is your bolt is bent, so when you're loading it, it doesn't hit, because a standard bolt would hit your scope, which is why you have to have these bent bolts. But I know people have modified them. So that one's cool. And on most of these, like, there's numbers on the bolts, on the receiver, on the back end. Most of mine should match. There might be a couple. So like the side of the gun here says 696. That one does not match on that bolt. I say that and I'm wrong, but yeah, I think the next one is going to be more matching. So this one's stamped 1939. Receiver stamp, it ends in 476. Ends in 476. 476. I don't see it on the stock, so 476. I'm just talking the end numbers, but yeah, so this one mostly matches. I'm sure there's other numbers I'm missing. I know sometimes the stocks will say it has a star right here, but I don't actually see any numbers in the stock. But yeah, these are pretty cool, and it's an iconic rifle. And as far as like sniper rifles go, it's not the most expensive sniper rifle. Like, I don't have any US sniper rifles like from back then, because they're all super expensive. There was one time we had a M1D sniper, an M1 Garand M1D sniper rifle at our store. That thing sold for like almost $5 grand. To be honest, I would love that gun. I'm just not going to spend $5 grand on that. There's much more like cooler guns to me that I would rather spend that money on. Even, I've talked about it on the channel before, we sold a buddy of mine, a Dragunov. I think he paid $4,500 or $4,800 for a Russian Tiger, but that's just what they were going for at the time. And I even thought that was expensive, but now they're like $10,000-ish, like maybe just under or just above. But I thought he was paying a lot at that time. And Ian, if you're watching this, I know that, you know, you're happy you bought it, and I'm happy you bought it. But yeah, it's just crazy what things can go up for. So I paid like 600 bucks for these, which I thought was still a lot, but I knew I wanted them. So I'm glad I did that, because I know they're going to go up in price. So again, if you want something, chances are it's going to, especially milsurp stuff, it's going to go up. It's basically guaranteed to go up. It's just who knows how much and who knows how soon it'll go up. So yeah, if you want it, get it. And last one we'll show you guys is this one. So this is a wannabe Oberez at home. Oberez is kind of like a single shot Mosin Nagant, or I don't remember if they were single shot or not, but it's like a Mosin Nagant pistol. This is a custom made one that I acquired, and it's built on a Polish gun. So it's basically just a Polish gun that was cut down on both ends, and it has an Archangel mag. I think that's what it is. I don't know, but this thing should be like a 10-round magazine. I've never shot it yet. Let me know what you guys think of this. I know it looks obnoxious, but it is kind of cool, and it was cheap, but yeah. This thing is obnoxious. 10 rounds of 7.62 by 54R. Yeah, that thing is just obnoxious. If you guys want to see this on the channel, let me know. Also, if you guys like the milstrip stuff, let me know and I'll post more videos. Again, I'm just not as knowledgeable on it, but I collect a lot of it. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And if you want to see me shoot any of this, comment down below. All right. Thank you guys. Stay tuned for my next video.